Hello, welcome to your Photoshop tutorial. Today we're going to make up the pop out the photo illusion. Now this is one of the images we will make today, and I will show you how to do the car jumping out of the screen too. This one you will see usually in your adverts. If you hear any noise at the background, sorry, that's my pet parrot just not behaving today. Okay, so let's start. First of all, I'm going to drag over my first image. We're going to use this father and son image, just dragging it on the line there to create its own new layer. Okay, so we have a new working path, and this image we want to cut out this part where the arm is with the son. The other side we want the father inside with his own photo frame. So what we have to do is we have to create one layer. That's going to be the very top layer. That's going to be the overlapping part. The other layer will be the photo that will be inside the frame and the background, and we need all layers too. So we're going to duplicate this layer, right click on your layer two times, so we need 3 layers. So click on your background, go to edit, fill. Now you will see that you can use a foreground color. That's going to be the color that you see on the side there. That's your yellow. Background will be, that's yellow there. Color, if you click on that, you can choose the color that you want for your background, you want to fill it with, or you can just go to pattern, history, black. If you want a grayscale and white, we are going to use black. So we go to OK, and you can see my layer at the back is black. Okay, so we hide the top layer because we want to see what's going to happen in between these two, and we have an eye out there. So we make a new layer, click on new layer at the bottom there, and let's call this one frame 1. This is going to be for the sun. We go to rectangular marquee tool and we select the sun. Maybe that's a little small, maybe we can make it a bit larger, like that. And what we do is we go to edit, stroke, and a stroke is a line that's going to bound around that your selection. It's not going to fill it. What it does is it makes a line, the thickness of your width that you have selected here. We are going to make this one 40. Remember, your thickness of your line will depend on the resolution of your image. The higher resolution image you have, and the higher your width of your pixels should be, because your line will look thin on a high res image. Okay, the white color, you can choose whatever you want. We want white for this, and we want the location of your line to be on the inside, not the center or the outside. If you select center, it's going to put your line on the line. Outside the line. We want the location to be inside, and we say OK. There's our line. That's going to be our first frame. Now you can go to deselect, add select, deselect, or just press Ctrl D on your keyboard. Now another thing to note is, have you ever noticed that these things aren't there when you select it? Now that's not a problem. When you have your selection tool on top there, you just select it, make sure it's on. Okay, then you just put on your auto select and show transformation tools. With auto select, it automatically, when you click on a layer, it selects that layer. With show transform controls, it shows you the layer's properties to transform it. So okay, with that selected, we go to edit, transform, perspective. What this tool does is it creates this cool illusion of a perspective view of your image. So just drag the corners like you want, and let's create a little perspective. There we go. That's it. Frame 1 is done. We create a new frame on top of that one, just below your overlapping layer on top there. And remember that your order of your layers are important. So we click on frame 2, make sure it's selected, and now we make a new selection around the father figure. This is going to be quite a larger photo frame, as you can see, but we need to get him in. And we go to the same basics that we did previously on the previous frame. Okay, and okay, Control D for deselect, edit, transform, perspective, and we create a little perspective to make it much more interesting, like that. Okay, now we've got 2 frames. Now the problem is we want to cut out the background of this picture. Not a problem actually. Now we go to Magic Wand, because Magic Wand is very good at selecting a flat pane of color or a transparent flat pane. So we can select the inside of our frame. Remember, I'm on frame 1 at the moment. Now to add frame 2, first of all we go to add, because we want to add to our selection. But if you click there, it's not going to select it because I'm still on frame 1. You need to select frame 2, because that's the layer of our next frame, and select inside, and you will see it selects both. Now to remove the background, we just click on the background layer of your father and the son. Remember, not our background that's flat colored, because that's going to be the background of our image. Now we want just the sides of our image to disappear, so we just select it, click there, and go down to the tool that you will see. It's a block with a circle, and when you go over it, it says Add Layer Mask. The mask tool uses colors to cut out. So when you click on it, it disappears. You will see a new image appears next to your image, and everything that's black in this one will appear transparent, and everything that is white inside of your layer here, you can see is still vivid. You can still see the colors, and you can still see your image there. That means it's still visible. So let's say you've made a mistake, just make sure this is selected, and you can use your black and white to bring back parts like that if you want, or you can wipe away parts, just to show you how it's used. Okay, easy enough. Now we need to add the part in between the father and son. Use Control Plus to zoom in. I'm using my space bar on my keyboard to move my. There we go, and you can see that's the area we need to select. So I'm going to click on that layer, and I'm quickly gonna go around. You can do it much more detailed version if you want. I'm just gonna quickly go around. Remember, we just want the area that you need to extract, the overlapping part only. You don't need anything else. And with that tool selected, you can click on it once on your mask tool. Remember, you can only apply this effect once. Don't click it twice, click it only once, and you will see there's a layer next to it. And there we go, our first pop out illusion image. Now you can see I went a little bit over the edge with the hand there. To eliminate that, it's very easy. What you can do is just go to your brush. We have our black selected, and everything that's white is not transparent. You see that? So I'm going to paint with black. Can even make it smaller, and anything that's black you can just brush out like that. Okay, it's not neat, but it's worth it, and it works fine. So that's one. The other one, let's try this one. This is quite an interesting one to do. So let's go to our image. We are going to use these two. I'm going to select both, move them to. Now we have this car jumping in the air, and we have the Samsung laptop screen that we want to fill in with the car jumping over. So just drag it over, put it down there, just to make sure that we're putting it over the area effectively, so it's over that edge. I'm just going to resize it a bit, make it transparent so I can see where I'm going to work. And I think that's going to work for us. So let's see, make it a little smaller. Okay, bring back the opacity. Let's duplicate our layer of our card twice. We need two of them, and we select the layer of the laptop. I'm going to quickly select the inside of the laptop screen so you can see how it's done. Now the inside is selected. You have one of two choices. You can select this layer like that and just click on the mask and it will automatically mask it out for you, or you can invert it and delete it. I would prefer the mask because with mask you can always bring back areas that you want to be visible again. So we need that overlapping part of the car on top. How are we going to bring that back? Easily, we're going to use refine edge. So using the magic wand, we select, and remember I'm on my add tool and I'm adding to this area, and we like the dust there. That's hard to cut out if you don't use this tool. So that's a very nice effective way of cutting it out. And we're going to inverse because we want the opposite to be selected. We go to refine edge and you can see it's already trying to cut out. Remember, we need to activate decontaminate colors because it decontaminates the colors we don't want. So I'm gonna paint over that area and look how it eliminates any blue that I have in my image. We can do the dust there. I think that looks quite well there. Okay, and when I say okay, note that the refine edge tool also uses a mask to cut out, so that's why it's so effective. Now we can just click on our mask, use our paintbrush. Okay, let's enlarge it and we can just wipe it out, anything we don't want. Because remember, we already have a layer on the laptop screen at the bottom there, that one. So we just cut this one away like that, just wipe it out, and we have a car jumping out of a screen. You can see I just went over that area there. Okay, I hope this is helpful for you guys, and good luck with your project.